Means in today's session we will discuss objective of the productivity measurement as well as the how actually we can measure the productivity by use of the some numerical. We will do that thing. So to compare an organization with its competitor market, means suppose assume that there is the two company, okay, two manufacturing company, they produce the same type of the product, and how you can compare these two company by use of the productivity. Okay, by measuring the productivity of the both the organization, you can easily measure the difference between these two organization, okay, which one is the best, and means how we can improve. Okay, so you can compare all these things by use of this productivity. So first you need to measure the productivity, right? So there are different type of the productivity where a particular productivity is applicable, that we will discuss in the within a 5 to 10 minutes we will discuss all these things. Okay, so next one is to find out the relative performance and the difference. Means okay, the next point means if you want to find out which labor is the best performing in my organization, how you will be find out by calculating the productivity of that labor, right? So you can measure the performance of the different employee as well as the different departments. Suppose there is the purchasing department, production department, HR department, how you will be measure the productivity of that department. Okay, and if you are able to measure the performance or measure the productivity of those department, then you are easily to means you can easily compare which one is the best. So the to compare the benefit of the different type of input according to their output, that is the thing. So now okay, just wait, I go to the next slide. Okay, so first point is the how to measure the productivity, that is the point. Okay, so we know that the productivity is the ratio of output and input, but what I need to consider in the term of output, what I need to consider in terms of the input, that is the next thing. So there is the on the basis of that there is the one thing, that is the partial productivity measurement. So generally in many book the thing is given, means may be given in ppm, partial productivity measurement. So here you try to measure the productivity of individual indices, or you can say individual entity. Like you try to measure the productivity of labor, here you try to measure the productivity of material, here you are trying to measure the productivity of machine, trying to measure the productivity of the capital. So if you measure the individual element, individual indices, means you can say individual indices productivity, then it is nothing but the partial productivity measurement, ppm. Okay, so one by one I will be discuss all these things. What is the labor productivity? Here why we need to do this, why we need to calculate the labor productivity? Because if suppose there in your organization, suppose 50 worker is working in your organization, so how you can compare on the basis of the productivity? You can easily compare which worker is the better compared to the other. So here the labor productivity is nothing but the ratio of the total output divided by labor input. Okay, so labor productivity means means here you can easily compare also. The thing is okay, how I able to utilize my existing labor in my plant, that also you can measure by use of the labor productivity. So labor productivity you can measure in the two things. Still there is no unit related to productivity. Okay, that keep in mind. That's why the calculation part is vary company to company, as well as the definition is also vary. Okay, so the labor productivity in terms of hour, if you want to measure, then it is the ratio of the total quantity you produce and how much actual man hour required to produce that quantity, right? So that ratio will tell you what is the labor productivity with means in terms of the hour, in terms of the time. The next point is the labor productivity in terms of the money. Okay, so what is the thing is here, in terms of the money you need to find out the ratio between the total cost, means total cost or the sale value of the output produced. Okay, and amount in terms of the rupees spent on the worker, means how much amount you spent, that is nothing but the input of that particular production system, right? And what amount of the output you are getting, that is nothing but the sales value. Okay, the same thing for applicable for the material productivity. If you want to see how much material utilization is there in my plant and the material productivity, so it's nothing but the total output divided by material input. So number of unit produced and the total material cost, it is the ratio of the number of unit produced and total material cost. The next is the machine productivity, that also you need to measure to compare different machine. So machine productivity is nothing but the ratio of the total output divided by machine input, or you can say the output in standard hour divided by actual machine hour. Okay, so we will do one numerical, so you will be understand all these things. The capital productivity is nothing but the ratio of the total output and the capital input, or you can say the total output and capital employed. So this is the means you can say related to partial productivity measure. Okay, so again I am telling you, in partial productivity you will take the individual indices, or you can say the individual element for the measurement of the productivity. So measure disadvantage of the ppm, or you can say the partial productivity measure, is that there is an overemphasis on one input factor to extent that okay, so here the thing is, the major disadvantage of this particular thing is we emphasize on only on one factor. Okay, so that is the means you can say that time maybe we underestimate the other inputs, maybe. So that is the disadvantage, he unable to cover all the input. The next, ppm cannot represent the overall productivity of the firm or the organization or the industry or the institute. Why? Because here, so everything has some advantage and some disadvantage. You know that if we able to measure the labor productivity and we able to measure the individual plant department productivity, then we can easily compare. So in internal thing, means if you want to take some decision in your organization, like means who is the working properly, and the labor what means are means giving properly output or not, that all the thing you can easily calculate. But the overall organization productivity you cannot calculate by use of the partial productivity measure. Okay, so there is the one more thing, that is the total productivity measure. So what is the total productivity measure? It is says like that the total productivity of the plant or of the organization is nothing but the ratio of output and input. So when I talk about the output, okay, so it is nothing but the total production of goods and services, and the input there I will be consider all the things. Here I mentioned something only, but labor, material, capital, energy and other miscellaneous costs will be there. Okay, so that ratio will tell you the what is the total productivity. So is there any doubt regarding to the partial productivity measurement class? Is there any doubt? Am I audible? Is there any doubt?
Yes, sir. No.
Okay. So everyone understood what is the means partial productivity measurement? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So the next is the, okay, before going to that we will solve two numerical. So you will means you people will apply this thing in a practical manner, okay, when needed. So here just wait. Okay, are you able to see the screen text size, or I need to improve? It is readable class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So here you can see actually I need to take this numerical earlier, but okay, I will take now, so you will be understand again. A company produced 160 kg of the plastic molded part of acceptable quality by consuming 200 kg of raw material for a particular period. Okay, for a particular period means you can say a particular year also. Okay, for next period the output is doubled, and the thing is means there means input is the 320 kg and the output is the 420 kg of Okay, the 320 kg is the output, and by consuming the 420 kg of the raw material, and the third period there the output is increased 400 kg by consuming the 400 kg material. So what is the, how you people are will means measure the productivity? So this is very a simple type of the thing, productivity. So how you can measure? By output and input. Okay, so suppose during first year or first period, you can write first year production is 160 kg, production 160 kg. Okay, so in that particular time, what is the productivity? Productivity is nothing but the output divided by input. What is the output? Okay, what is the output? 160 kg is the output. A company produce 160 kg plastic molded part, right? And the 200 kg is the input. Is there any doubt, class?
No.
Okay, so what will be the, I think it's 0.8. Okay, the productivity of the plant is the 80%, you can say. Or personally I am not suggesting you need to write the in the percentage. 0.8, the productivity is 0.8. why? I will tell you. Okay, the next point, the next is the during the second year, during the second year, what is the production? The production in the second year for the next period, the production is the 320. Very good. And the 420 is the input. Okay, so 320 kg is the production of that plant, and the productivity is equal to, you can say it is output is 320 divided by 420. So can you quickly calculate? 0.76, right? Okay, I quickly do for the last year. During the third period, or you can say the third year also. Okay, I assume that is the year, third year, the production is 400 by consuming 400 kg material. Okay, so the productivity is equal to 400 input, 400 output, equal to 1, right? So means how to calculate the productivity? That is the very simple easy numerical. That type of the numerical will not come. The second numerical I will solve. That type of the numerical will become in your university exam. But here what I want to say, if real type of the example is given, then how you can easily calculate the productivity, that I try to show here. So here you need to identify what is the input, what is the output, and if you know these two things, then you can easily calculate. So here generally one only point is given, that is the material related thing. So you can say this particular thing, this particular productivity is only for, I think, related to material only. Okay, so here 0.8 is the during the first means you can say the first period, and the second period their productivity is 0.76, and in the third year or the third period the productivity is 1. So why I am not emphasize to write in the form of the percentage? Because if I write in the percentage, the last one will show the 100%. It is not like that here 100%, 200% like that productivity. Okay, here I just want to compare the existing process going on with respective to the another, means in the previous process with respect to the future process with respect to the other department process, like that. So that's why I need to calculate the productivity. So here you can easily compare that in the third year the productivity is very good. In the third period my plant productivity is very good. That is only intention. Okay, the number is just showing for the comparison purpose. Okay, don't take it for some measurement. Are you getting my point? It is not 100% during the third year, it is not 100%, but I compare with the other two, it is good. Are you able to understand what is the my point, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So that is the means a simple numerical. Now actually there one more numerical added. Just wait here. Maybe yes. I need to zoom this particular part. Just wait. This is the numerical 2, and here what you need to do the following information regarding to the output and the input consumed for a particular time period for a particular company is given. The output is the 10,000 rupees, and the next point is the human input, that is the 3,000 rupees, and the material input is given, the capital input is given in the terms of the cost, energy, other miscellaneous, that all the input is given in terms of the rupee. The value are in terms of the base year rupee value, and the compute the various productivity indices. Indices means you need to calculate partial productivity measurement for individual. Okay, so now when I talk about the partial productivity, what you need to do, just wait, when I can write here now. Okay, so here I try to calculate the partial productivity. Okay, what is the partial productivity? As I just discussed, here you consider the individual indices, and that is the question, compute the various productivity indices. Okay, so various productivity indices just we discussed, there is the labor, capital, material, energy, as mentioned here. These are the various productivity indices. One is the human man input, okay, the material input, the capital input, the energy input, the other miscellaneous input. So partial productivity, suppose first I try to identify the labor productivity in partial. Okay, it will be come into the partial. So labor productivity. So what is the labor productivity? As I just discussed, it is nothing but the what is the means it is nothing but the ratio of output and input, right? So what is the output here? That output is given here, that is the 10,000. So output, and what amount of the labor input, that only you need to consider. Only labor input you need to consider in the when I talk about the productivity indices, and when I talk about the partial productivity, you need to consider individual. Okay, so labor I will consider as an individual, so as it is actually human, and that you need to consider. Okay, so I just write here human input. So what is the output here? That is the 10,000, and what is the input here? That is the 3,000. Okay, so 10 by 3 is I think 3.33. Okay, is there any doubt how to calculate the labor productivity, class?
No, sir.
Okay,
No,
the next point, you need to calculate the capital productivity. Like that you need to calculate all the indices. Okay, so capital productivity. In capital productivity, what you need to consider, it is nothing but the ratio of output and the capital input. And the capital input. Okay, so what is the output here? Output is 10,000 again, the same output, and the capital input. What is the capital input? That is the again 3,000. Okay, so 3.33. Okay, the next Means that is done, the capital productivity is done. I think the next is the material productivity. We need to take material productivity. Is nothing but output and the material related, so material input. Just wait. Okay, I just put dot here. So what is the output? 10,000. And what is the input related to material? So that is the 2000. So 10,000 2000 is 5. Okay, so the next one is the energy productivity. Energy productivity is nothing but the output and energy input. Okay, so what is the output? 10,000. And what is the energy input? That is the 1000, so equal to 10. Okay, there one more thing I think is there, that is the other miscellaneous related thing. Also you can calculate other miscellaneous expenses here, dot actually. Okay, expenses, okay, is equal to what you need to write down? Output divided by other miscellaneous expenses. So what is the output and other miscellaneous expenses? So what is the thing is here? 10,000 divided by 500. So what will be the answer? 20. Okay, so that is nothing but the partial productivity, or you can say the productivity of indices. Okay, the point is here, what is the advantage of this particular thing? The advantage is like that you can easily compare the different sector. Like you can compare the labor productivity with the capital productivity, and you can say the labor productivity is 3.3 and capital productivity is 3.3. both are doing the same type of the thing. But when you compare with the energy productivity, then you can say the energy is providing the good productivity compared to the other. When I talk about the material, then in the terms of the material we are good compared to the labor and capital. So that type of the comparison you can easily do in any organization. Now the next point, this is the thing, how you calculate the total productivity. Maybe that is not mentioned actually here in the question, but I just want to calculate the total productivity. Why? Because I just discussed that. What is the total productivity? The total productivity is total production of the goods and services, or you can say the total output divided by total input. I'm not means mentioning the unit, because it is very organization to organization and person to person also. So okay, I go for the measurement of total productivity. So what is the total productivity class? It is nothing but the total output divided by total input. What is the total output? 10,000. And the total input you need to consider here. Means you need to consider means here what are the thing is given? Human resources, the material input, the capital input, the energy input, and other miscellaneous. All the thing you need to assume here. Okay, so that is nothing but the total input. Okay, so I just wait, that may be 3,000 plus 2,000 plus 3,000 plus 1,000. Okay, I write here all the thing. Just wait. Okay, so that is first, I think 3,000 plus 2,000 plus 3000 plus I think 1000, just wait, 1500. Okay, that is nothing but the input. Okay, so if I add all these things, means 3000, 2000 is 5000, 5000 and 4000, 9000, 9500. Okay, the total productivity is nothing but the ratio of total output and total input. So what you will be get, can you quickly calculate, class? Anyone?
1.05.
1.05. Okay, 1.05. Okay, okay, this is the actually total productivity of that particular organization. Okay, so that why we need to calculate the total productivity. The total productivity actually, when you want to compare one organization with another organization, that time you are actually able to compare on the basis of the total productivity, on the basis of the labor, on the basis of the material utilization, on the basis of the energy productivity. You cannot compare. You need to identify entire organization productivity is nothing but the total productivity. It is the ratio of the total output and total input. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, there another also thing is there related to productivity measurement. So that we go to the again that PPT, just wait. Okay, so now this total productivity and how to calculate the individual partial productivity measurement, that already we discussed, and even we did the one numerical just now. Okay, so now I hope all the thing is clear. So the next is the feature of the total productivity. So I just discussed it, give the organizational level and the detail unit of index. Okay, it actually give the organizational level entire organization productivity. Okay, and it help to find out the performance and the productivity of operational unit. Okay, suppose assume that there are different operational unit of one particular public limited company. So how you can compare on the basis of the this total productivity, and it is help to compare with other competitive organization. So that is the thing. The total productivity is done. Now there is the one more terminology for the measurement of the productivity, that is the total factor productivity. Okay, so the total factor productivity measure is TFP. So what is the thing is here, this particular factor is raised like that you need to consider the two things as an input, that is nothing but the labor and the capital. Okay, so labor and capital are always considered as a important contributor, or you can say as a significant contributor to the process of production. So the next point, data easy to obtain in TFP. So what is the advantage? Like when I talk about the total productivity measurement, there you need to measure all the data related to input. Many times all the data is not available in the plant, like other miscellaneous expenses that is not available in the plant. That time how you can calculate this total productivity measurement? That is the one difficulty. But when I talk about the total factor productivity measurement, here means you know that every company will maintain that particular thing related to labor and the capital. So that is easy, means the data easy to obtain in total factor productivity. The next point, it does not consider the impact of the material. That is, you can say, I means my personal suggestion, that is the disadvantage of this particular total factor productivity measurement. Okay, why? Because even means in the means I don't know exact number, but the maximum articles say like that the 60%, okay, of actually contribution towards, means actual contribution is the material when I talk about the production company. So it does not consider the impact of the material as well as the energy input, even though material is constitute to the 60% of the cost. So that is the one disadvantage. So what is the total factor productivity? Is nothing but the net output or you can say it is nothing but the ratio of the net output and the labor plus capital input. Okay, so I hope you get the idea about the total factor productivity measurement. Okay, so what is the net output? Maybe that particular doubt in your mind, right? So I try to solve and I try to identify the total factor productivity in the numerical. Just wait. So we just calculated the total productivity. Now actually I tried to calculate the total factor productivity. Okay, so when I talk about the total factor productivity is nothing but the just we discussed net output divided by labor plus capital. Okay, I think labor plus capital. Just wait class, 1 minute. This am I audible class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how to calculate this total factor productivity is nothing but the net output divided by the labor and capital, because in the total factor productivity we only consider these two things. So what is the net output? The net output is nothing but you can say, just wait, is nothing but you can say the total output minus material and the services purchases you need to subtract. Okay, so what is the material related thing, what is the other services related thing that you need to subtract. Okay, and you need to consider only the thing which is related to labor and capital. Okay, I just try to calculate, just wait. Net output is nothing but the total output minus okay, I write here all the thing, material as well as okay, minus, okay, I just write here cost related other than labor and capital. Please keep in mind exact formula means how I can put cost related to other than labor and capital, that keep in mind. Okay, that is nothing but the net output and divided by labor plus capital, that only you will be considered as a input. My writing is not good I think, but okay, I am not able to write good here. Okay, so what is the total cost for this particular thing? That is the 10,000, as we know that for this particular numerical 10,000 is the total. Now except this labor and capital, what are the other costs? So their other cost is the cost related to this labor, or you can say no, that I will not consider, I'm sorry. The cost related to material, capital input, energy and other miscellaneous, that is not related to capital. Also I need to consider, okay, the material and the services which you purchase, that you need to subtract. Okay, so there is the just wait, the net output is equal to 10,000 minus, suppose I need to subtract the amount which is not related to this labor and the capital, that I need to add here. Okay, so that amount I just add here, just wait, quickly I will do. The human input, that is actually it is related the labor. Okay, the material is 2000 plus, okay, 2000 plus 1000, 3000 and 3500. Okay, so 3500 is the net and divided by labor plus capital. So what is the labor here? The labor is 3000 and the capital is 3000. Okay, So that is nothing but the you directly write, but okay, 3000 plus 3000, so it will be means 10,000 minus 3,500, 6500, 6,000. Can you quickly calculate what will be the answer? 65 plus
1.083.
1.083. Okay, so like that you can measure. Okay, like the total factor productivity also you can measure. So that is the all thing. Actually here just asking about the compute the various productivity indices, so that already that is nothing but the partial productivity. Okay, but I tried to explain so you will be understood with the practical manner. The next point is the multi-factor productivity. So what is the multi-factor productivity? The multi-factor productivity actually consider the three things. This model is considered the three thing. Actually the model consider the labor, material, energy as an input. The capital was left out since it is very difficult to estimate how much capital is being consumed in a unit of time. So how much capital actually consume? Okay, so that is the one means that particular thing is not easy to calculate in any industry. So that's why there is the one more formula come for measurement of the productivity, that is nothing but the ratio of the net output and the input of labor, energy, material. So that is actually shows the total factor productivity. Okay, so that you can calculate. For that what you need to do, no, that is the multi-factor productivity, I'm sorry. So for that, what is the net output that you need to consider? Net output means is nothing but the total output minus the other expenses, means you can say the minus the material related, minus the material, minus means except this. Okay, here material is given, except this what are the other expenses is there, that you need to minus here. Okay, so like capital, that all the thing you need to do the minus that particular thing, and here you need to divide the input, that is nothing but the labor and energy plus material. So you can easily calculate the multi-factor productivity. So that I actually leave to you try to calculate the multi-factor productivity of that particular numerical. I will share the file on your classroom. Okay, so so after these are the some measurement method is the given here. So now the next point is there, means you may be asked, is there a universal rule and the universal thing is available to calculate the productivity which is generalized for every organization? No, it is depend on organization to organization. It is even depend to industrial engineer, and it is depend on the data availability in my plant. Are you getting my point? So that is the one thing. And what is your actually purpose to calculate the productivity? On the basis of that you will be select one particular index and one particular type of the thing. Okay, so now that what is the advantage and the limitation of the partial productivity and the total productivity measurement? Okay, so here what is the advantage of partial productivity? This is the partial productivity. So easy to understand and calculate. Yes, it is very easy. You know that what you need to do. If I say calculate the labor productivity, what you will be do? Total output means output, and you will be means you need to calculate the ratio of the output and the labor input. Only labor input you need to consider. Okay, so individual actually you need to consider. So that is means you can say yes, it is easy and easy to calculate and easy to understand. A tool to pinpoint improvement. If I want to improvement, okay, I calculated the total productivity and I got suppose productivity is 0.5, and other my sister branch, or you can say the sister organization, there I got the productivity is 0.7. So this is okay, this actually show okay, there need to improvement, there you need to improve your organization. But next point, where I need to focus to improve this particular productivity, this is nothing but the total productivity, right? So where I can do the means where I can focus more, so I can improve the total productivity. So what is the thing is here, the partial productivity actually tell you a pinpoint improvement. Okay, you identify the labor productivity, you identify the capital productivity, you identify the material productivity, you identify the energy productivity, as we did in the numerical. Pinpoint, you can say I need to improve the labor productivity and cost productivity because material is 5 and this is I think 10. So I need to focus on these two things. Are you getting my point, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. The next point, what is the limitation? Here actually misleading if used alone. If you use alone this only thing, the partial productivity, then it is definitely misleading. So that's why means the people suggest you need to calculate both the thing, partial productivity and the total productivity of the plant, and no consideration of overall impact. When actually no consideration here, you calculate the individual. So this is the right thing. Okay, we are not considering the overall impact. Overall impact we can consider in only in the total productivity measurement. So okay, when I talk about the total productivity, it is easy, more accurate representation of the total picture of the company. Total picture, it will give the total picture of your organization and the institute, and easily related to total cost. But what is the difficulty here? The data. For all the indices, the data will be not available in your plant. So that is the one difficulty. The next requirement of the spatial data collection system. So that is the thing. It is a little bit time consuming compared to the partial productivity, but both have some advantage, some disadvantage. Okay. So I hope everything is clear. Okay. Everything is clear, class? Is there any doubt regarding to the partial
Yes, sir.
productivity? Okay, very good, very good. So now I conclude here.